Heart.
Volume 2.
Like the French would
Electric
say.
Boogaloo.
Look, some people are dancing. Some people ain't dancing. They're not dancing
true.
anymore. And we're going to figure out who those people are. But first thing first, particulars. Instagram, Twitter, @thatonepod. Email us podthat@gmail.com. We're on Pippa. We got a Discord channel. We got a Patreon. And guess what, everybody? Shit is going down. We got our stuff updated, so we're going to be putting stuff back on SoundCloud again. Google just came out with their own podcasting app, so if you just literally search us, you should be able to find us. Big things are happening. But Pippa is going to be the easiest place to get all our shit because that makes life easier. So if you go to, actually, I don't even remember the name of the site. I'll say it at the end of the podcast, so that way you guys have it and you can look it up on your own at a later date. But
that's called a teaser.
Exactly.
For those of you in the business.
Just a little tease for you. There you go. So, what we're going to do, the reason I'm rushing through, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I don't want to waste time. Let's just get into it. Pedro.
Let's do it.
How's your bracket doing, baby? Because
my bracket's pretty good. So, I felt a lot worse until I opened it and looked at it again, and I actually feel pretty good about just about every group I picked.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Which bracket have you just decided just to give up all hope?
Okay, Group A I fucked up because I believed in Salah just a bit too much, and I had them over Russia. Even though multiple times I say the home team always gets a big advantage. Can we just talk about no one expected 8 goals in 2 games from Russia, right? The Russians didn't expect 2 games from Russia. I've got Russians on the ground in St. Petersburg I'm talking to, and they're like, yeah, we didn't see this coming.
No.
It's, nobody saw this coming.
If they said they did, it's because they work under Putin and they knew who he paid. Other than that, there's
been no shady shit, though. Like, it's not been like the home team getting shady calls or whatever. They're, like, playing, like, really free-flowing, producing great goals. They had the first goal of the tournament. Well, it's not the goal of the tournament to me, but one of them. The first game, he, like, cuts it back. You know how everyone just normally cuts it back? He chips this guy sliding and then hits a volley. And, like, this dude, like, he's not even that good. But I keep saying that as they keep scoring. I was like, but he's not even that good. And they score another great goals. And it's just like...
This is what I want to
That's a different kind of home team magic than I expected.
I want to see the proper doping papers. I don't want no Russian scientists doing it because we know how they do. Mm-hmm. I want to see receipts of business transactions to make sure ain't nobody been paid off, because between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, somebody got paid. Okay? So they had the fucking damn it, I can't remember his name, but the Prince of the United Arab Emirates was just chilling in the box with Putin.
Putin just gave him the Michael Jordan 35-point playoff game shrug. Like, I hit these 7 threes. I don't know what happened. Like, he just gave him the shrug. Like, yeah, sorry, we're beating you 5-0. I don't know what to tell you.
And here's how I know something's up. That dude had no malice in his eyes. He didn't have that look like, motherfucker, you know you didn't have to give me that look. This is true.
They were ranked, like, within 5 spots of each other in the FIFA World Rankings, like, before the game. Like, it was supposed to be a close game, and it was 5-0.
I wanted a good game, but good Lord, that was ridiculous.
I was entertained, though.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I pretty much thought that Egypt would manage to get a goal. Have they gotten a goal?
I underestimated how shit the rest of that team is besides Salah.
There's that too.
Boy,
they got a goal. They got a
look, I'm going to go full disclosure. I'd only seen them play 1 game before, and it was like 30 minutes in a friendly, and I was like, they got Salah, that's fine. Russia's got nothing. That's why I picked them. I didn't realize, besides Mohamed El-Neni, who they took out of both games for people I've never heard of, like, besides Salah and him, like, they're like a load of garbage. Like, they haven't been playing well. It's not been good.
They could be better, to say the least.
Weirdly, though, they somehow almost drew Uruguay, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They have a bend, don't break sort of mentality, but they don't have the defense to back it up, and that don't work. You can't play bend, don't break if you don't have a defense that's good enough to do that.
There was a lot of work rate, but they got stomped out by Big Zuba up front from Russia and stuff too.
Yeah, but that's why, like, Liverpool from a year or two ago was so good. They are like, you know what? We're not winning shit with defense. We just got to go out there and score like crazy. And I think Egypt should have looked at that like, can we play defense? Nah. All right. Well, let's play 5 fucking
Dude.
strikers. Because
It was weird. You'd watch them like, oh, it's time to counterattack, and they would pull it back and start playing possession. Like, you're down 1-0. Why are you counterattacking? It's like their defensive, their strategy is so defensive that when it came time to break, they're like, let's slow it down. We got a 3-on-2 fast break. Just pull it back, switch the field, keep the ball. Like, oh, it was frustrating to watch.
Yeah. But I will say, good on Russia.
Yeah.
Got the home cooking that's working apparently. They got all the borscht that they could eat. And,
Boy, this means America's winning the World Cup in 2026. If this is what home field advantage means.
We better, God damn it.
At least you're gonna make it.
Look, by then the young bloods are gonna be,
right?
In shape. Hopefully,
It'd be perfect timing for that generation.
Exactly.
But as far as like, so we don't spend like a full hour on Group A. Russia's a big surprise for both of us.
Yeah.
Egypt's out. Is Saudi Arabia already eliminated too? It's just
Saudi.
a fight for first or second place between Russia and Uruguay tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. And so it's I mean, it's winner take all from the group there. So I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more than that.
Right.
In Group B, my bracket looks. I'm not gonna be able to get the bracket how I had it. I had Portugal and Iran, and I know everybody talked down about Iran, but I kept saying Iran's better than you think.
They were better than I thought when I watched them play. Like,
That's what
I still thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
For picking.
They're in a position now where they could get a spot. The problem is they got to go through Cristiano Ronaldo, who's been playing like a fucking beast. So I don't think that's going to happen.
And they also beat Morocco with an own goal, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Which, by the way, heartbreaking. Can we wasn't it like in stoppage time?
It was like the 90th minute own goal.
Yeah.
And Iran, like, they played much better against Spain than they did against Morocco. Yeah. Against Morocco, they barely had possession of the ball. They didn't really create chances, and they score on an own goal after Morocco had actually been the team carrying the play, which is the cruel mistress that is the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I can't get my bracket. I picked Portugal to win the group and Iran to take second. That's impossible to happen because
they play each other.
They play each other, and even if Portugal lost, they would be eliminated off a goal diff unless they lost to Morocco, which I don't see that happening. So looks like that's not going to work out.
Yeah, I had Spain and Portugal. I didn't do anything crazy with this group.
Yeah. Group C.
Well, can we at least mention that probably the game of the tournament was Spain-Portugal, right? Like the 3-3 game, Ronaldo with the hat trick. Like, has there been? I mean, as far as drama, we've had some more dramatic moments, maybe. But as far as like a 3-3 game where everything's like free flowing back and forth, and there's drama, and there's like stars like doing, and it had that volley from I think it was Nacho, like hit that like beautiful volley from outside the box. It was a good game, man.
Yeah, there was. I mean, look, I think, and I'm gonna get to this in a minute. The problem for me, I couldn't see all the games because out here on the West Coast, they're too fucking early.
See, I have to work during some of the games. I have missed a few of these games, and I've missed more in this World Cup than I've ever missed in any World Cup. And
I know.
That means like
it's heartbreaking.
And some of that is I'm recording every game. You know what? We're going to wait for the bone to pick segment. But the reason why I haven't watched all the games, we're going to get to the bone to pick segment. Exactly. I've got a couple of bones to pick with some media providers.
I do too. So then Group C is pretty much intact. It's business as usual there.
Yep. As long as things go how we expect the last game.
Yeah, as long as Denmark and France goes France's way, that'll be pretty much how I have it written.
Well, is the last game France versus Denmark?
Yeah.
So Australia, if they win by a couple goals, they actually have a chance to jump Denmark then, if France wins, right?
Yeah.
Because Australia's got a point. I have France and Denmark advancing, but if Australia beats Peru
if Australia steals that'll be.
They have
so
to beat them by
insane.
2. They have to beat them by three goals. Well, 2 or 3 goals depending on how many. If France and Denmark If Denmark loses, they have to beat them by
It
2
would
goals.
depend. It would depend on how
Unless
badly
Denmark
France
loses
beats
by 2 or
Denmark.
3 goals. Yeah. So there is a chance Australia advances, which I didn't think they were going to be good at all.
Well, they're still not good at all, Pedro. It's just they're going to steal
they're
a
not.
group.
No, they're not. They're not good.
uh,
I honestly, I've thought Peru looked better than Australia, even though Peru's lost both games.
I did too.
So I actually
I did
expect
too.
Peru to beat Australia, but they have nothing to play for. So
to be fair, Peru,
you don't know how they're going to react.
Peru lost 2 games by a goal.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
there were
like,
2 really good teams they played against too.
yeah. So I mean, it's just unfortunate for them. But
France has been not super impressive to me.
no.
I expect them to be better going forward, but they just haven't looked quite right yet to me.
The one thing I will say is this:
so much talent.
they haven't looked bad. They just haven't looked good.
They've looked organized, like they're not going to get scored on, but like they have so much talent. I expect them to play a little
I
bit better.
wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Okay.
Group D.
Yeah. So, how your boys doing?
All right. So
For the record, I picked Croatia to win this group, Argentina second, and Nigeria third. So I did think you guys were going to have a little trouble. I honestly did think Croatia was the better team, but how are your boys doing?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think it would come down to like Croatia being a better team. I thought they would just score and like win off a goal diff potentially, you know?
Yeah.
But one, Nigeria is as good as I thought they were.
Nigeria's
they're a little sloppy, but they have the talent to win.
Yeah.
Iceland is just as good as I thought they were too. There's a reason why we talked
a good
about this group being a potential group of death.
Yeah.
I just thought Argentina would show up. Messi has been the antithesis of what Ronaldo has been doing. Ronaldo looks like he will not be stopped when it comes to getting the championship this year.
Yeah.
And Messi looks like he sort of resigned himself to that after the first goal they gave up, which is kind of like, I mean, yeah, it was a heartbreaker, but at the same time, like, you got to do something. Like,
Man,
you got to do something.
when I watched, because when I watched that game, I already knew what happened, but I watched it again like at night because I just had to see what happened. So, get back to this in Bone to Pick segment, but ESPN for some reason decided to send me a push notification, the only one about the World Cup, about Argentina losing by 3. Like the only push notification I've gotten from the entire World Cup from the ESPN app. So I had the game recorded, and I just almost threw my phone like, motherfuckers, what are you doing? You're not even broadcasting this shit. And they haven't sent me every score, just the Argentina score. So go fuck yourselves, ESPN.
Yeah.
But, so I still watched it anyway. And to me, it really looks more like, how about y'all don't make Messi play holding midfielder, center midfield, attacking midfielder, and striker at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
There's so many talented Argentinians. How is this team not better? Honestly, I heard like weird rumor that they're like kind of thinking about maybe they should just fire the manager between game 2 and 3, and it's like crazy, but I'm all like, you know what? I think I might.
Yeah.
I've never seen a team like, how about you play like Messi with the strike partnership at Juventus? Like Juventus is like a legitimately world-class team, and their top 2 strike partnership is Dybala and Higuain. Maybe you should play them. I don't know, from the beginning, instead of people who play in the like Argentinian. They're not even playing them over like people who play in other big European teams. They played like 2 dudes from like River Plate. Like, what are we doing? For those of you who don't know, that's like the best team in the Argentinian league, which, shout out to the Argentinian league, you're not as good. So Juventus I think Juventus would win, since they've won like 6 straight Serie A titles. So maybe you should play Dybala and Higuain with Messi and just say, oh, maybe we should play them. I don't know.
All I know is I saw that they needed a goal. Then they fucking subbed Aguero off. And
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
That's the opposite of what you do. If you brought Aguero on, cool, perfect, because that's what he likes to do. Like he likes to. He's obviously a starter, but at the same time, if you're gonna sit him, you sit him and let him come off the bench, and he has nothing but a ball of energy and charisma and creativity.
But like, I feel like you could play Messi a little behind the top 3, but like I don't understand why the top 3 can't be like Aguero and Higuain and
I don't
Dybala.
know either. It's like they're trying to.
And then just have everyone else play defense, and then just let the 4 of them just go.
You know what I think it is? I think this is like one of those instances where you see this in basketball a lot, right?
Didn't he not start Di Maria either? Like Di Maria, like also very good. He didn't start him either, right?
Yep.
The hell was he doing?
But I think this is like what you see in basketball a lot, which is a team sets itself up to play a specific foe, but that doesn't work against anyone else.
Yeah.
It looks like they're set up to play against another team because
But they didn't set up to play against the team they were playing against, which seems like the one job the manager has. Maybe he should be fired.
Hence why they're talking about firing the coach between game 2 and 3.
I wonder if they actually did. Are they actually?
No, they didn't do it. We would have heard about that. Trust me.
They should have definitely done it.
I didn't say they shouldn't have, but they definitely didn't. So, yeah, I think that, yeah, I mean, Nigeria, Croatia, and Iceland have all looked like really good teams. And it literally, this group.
Croatia's really good.
Croatia was the cream of the crop, obviously. They haven't conceded a goal this tournament yet, which, let me check my stats. I think they're the only team to do that. Yeah, Croatia's the only team. By the way, and Uruguay. Uruguay hasn't conceded a goal.
Well, they have elite players at every level, right? So, like, Argentina's got really 5 elite attacking options, but you can't play all of them, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have elite, like, because Mascherano's old, and, like, you don't have, like, central midfielder, or even, like, I don't think Otamendi is that good, even though he did start all season for Manchester City, so, like, I should have a bit more respect to his name, but, like, I'm not super impressed by anyone that Argentina has in the defense, but they've been, like, fine or whatever. Well, I actually guess they haven't been fine, but like, they, all the way from the back to the front, they have one player at each level that's elite. If not, they have 2 midfielders that control the game in the middle, that control everything. So, yeah, they're very well balanced.
Can I also say, and I didn't think I would say this at the beginning of the tournament. In fact, I said the exact opposite. I was actually impressed by Dejan Lovren's marking in this tournament.
Well, yeah, he's good. He's just not good when he has no cover. So, like, he's not good for Klopp when he's supposed to be the best defender. And look, we're gonna high press, so you gotta. If we mess up, you gotta make it right. They don't like high press as much in Croatia, like crazy Klopp high pressure, right?
Yeah.
But he's been fine since he's had Van Dijk next to him, though, right?
This is true.
He's been better, right?
Yeah.
But he was good before he got there. It was just like you were asked. He's like us going back to basketball. He's like the second or third superstar you want on your team, but he's not LeBron. So like you need like a number 1, and then in the defense he's fine. As long as he's not the number 1, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
he's kind of
yeah.
like he's kind of like bringing in Melo, right? Like you just go, okay, I guess.
No,
but
this
ain't
is
gonna put
bringing
us
him
over
out
the
like
top.
6 years ago. Like he's actively a negative all the time when he's on the floor right now. So no, it's not like bringing in Melo now.
Exactly.
But yeah, how about? Could you believe? But I thought but I did think Argentina was holding itself fine, holding themselves together until their goalie decided to chip the forward for Croatia instead of clear it. And the guy it was such an easy, like, poorly executed chip that the guy volleyed it into the goal.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the entire team, like, didn't know how to react to such a horrible mistake like that. I think because I thought they were playing well up to that point. I really did think they were, I did think Croatia was better, but I thought they were organized and defensive, and it was going to be a 1-0 game one way or another, or maybe a tie. I thought that's what it was looking towards. Until that happened, I'm just like, and you could see the whole team just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and that's what the coach said. They said, the players, they just got deflated after that goal. But
I can't blame them.
I'm like, motherfucker, that's your job.
It is his job.
That.
Yes.
If you see it, if you know it, then do something about it. Like you can't just sit there and go, well, I don't know how to cheer him up. Maybe we can have some cake later. Motherfucker, fix it. So, I don't want to talk about it because it makes my chest hurt.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Let's move on to Group E.
Yeah, let's bring into Group
we
E.
go to the exact goddamn
Let's
opposite.
go to my team, my country of birth.
So how's your bracket shaping up? For
There,
this
I
round?
picked Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, Costa Rica. So I think that's how it's going to work out. Although Serbia and Switzerland are really even, and Serbia is really good. Like,
Yeah, they're
like
much better
I'm
than
not
I thought they were.
pretending like we're just gonna cakewalk over Serbia. I do think winning the game let out a lot of pressure, as like Coutinho's out there like rescuing the team and everything. But like,
yeah, he's really stepped up.
he's been really good. And
He's had some really good
one of the goals of the tournament, and then like one of the moments of the tournament with that goal or whatever, like in the 91st minute. Interesting story. I had to take Anna Kay to urgent care for like she wasn't feeling well, but like it'd been a couple days, and we're like, we need to go. Okay, let's go. I was like, but we decided to go with like 40 minutes left in the game. I was like, we'll just go when the game's over. We both agreed, right? And then we took her as soon as the game was over. But it was like, a mutual decision because we should have gone like the day before or something, right?
Yeah.
But what I found out today is she knew he had scored the goal, but she wasn't feeling well, so she didn't realize that it was in the 91st minute, and they were going to freaking tie Costa Rica if he didn't score that goal, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I was watching it again, that and I kept it on my DVR and I've watched it multiple times, but just to show it to her again that it was actually this was the 91st minute, there was so much pressure on the team and it let out so much
Oh yeah.
But I've been fine with the way they've played. They've owned both the games. The Switzerland keeper had the game of his life. They had one good chance inside the box the whole game, and they scored. So props to them for scoring on their one chance. But as far as I'm concerned, Brazil, everyone wanted to get mad at Neymar was fouled more times in that game. I think they were saying he had 10 actual fouls happen to him in the game, which is a crazy amount.
Yeah. Didn't they try to pull the old, Neymar sustained an injury from the game, so...
Dude, I'd have done that too. That's just gamesmanship.
Yeah.
They made sure everyone knew he limped off practice. They made sure, it's just so the official, if some dude, because that dude, they were, the first 5 minutes, he just stepped up to him and he just kept kicking the back of the legs and he's just looking at the ref are you going to call this or not? And it took him 3 times to call it. Yeah. And that was just the game it was going to be, right? But they'd owned that game. They'd bossed the game around. Everyone wanted to focus on how he hadn't played well. I was nervous because you didn't get the result, and it doesn't matter if you play well and you don't get results, in the World Cup, because you can look at Germany, if they didn't, we'll get to that in a second, which was amazing. But they lost their first game, and dude, now you have to win your next 2 games. So a draw or a loss, even you can't afford that, right? So, yeah, but I've been really impressed. Costa Rica was really organized. I was impressed with them. They're there to be defensive. Switzerland's another one of those teams that they have a good player at every level, so they're hard to break down, through the spine, right? They've got not a world class but top tier keeper. They've got good central defense. They've got an elite central midfielder when he isn't getting red cards for Arsenal, and they've got a good striker. And they've got Shaqiri to play make, right? So they've got a spine. They can create chances, right? And the rest of the team knows their role and they play it well. So it's a good recipe for a team that's going to play well in a World Cup. And then Serbia, the same. Serbia's got talent all over the field. It's actually a really good. It's a really good group, and the fact that Serbia kind of got robbed of a PK, and the foul got called against them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The 2 guys were holding on to the Serbian forward. He still almost had it in. The ref called it a foul on him, even though 2 Switzerland. And because the foul was called against them, I guess that's not reviewable. If there's no foul called, VAR can overturn it one way or another. But I guess if he calls a foul one way and they could see it, they're well, that's what he judged, so they'll let it go. It's VAR rules, or I'm learning. It's okay, if they think he couldn't see it, then they'll step in or something, right? But he saw it and he said it was a foul on him, so he must have seen something. But dude, he got tackled by 2 guys in the other team and somehow still had the ball. Yeah, and that changed that whole game. But it was a brilliant game. That was a brilliant game. You shouldn't
need VAR for that. That's where the side judge has to step up and actually make note and say, "Hey, look, this is what I saw, and you may not have seen this."
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, how could you not have seen it? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But at the same time, maybe you didn't. But that's. And they've been doing that thing where they are letting a lot of things go to let VAR sort of take its place. Which, don't get me wrong, I think that's the other. We'll get to that. I have opinions about VAR in this tournament, but I think the side judges still need to do their job and speak up. And make note. And to be fair, maybe they did. Maybe they're talking in his ear.
I think that's what they all just got it wrong. I think everyone had a chance to see it, and they spoke in his ear. And I don't know if they weren't allowed to overturn it. One of my friends thought that was the rule he'd heard, is that if he calls it a specific way, they won't overturn the opposite, maybe, or something. They won't re-referee it or something. But man, I don't know. But it changed that whole game, but that was a crazy good game. And then that and Shaqiri for Switzerland, somehow Stoke had him but I feel like he's a player that would like be so much better if he was on a really good team. And they got relegated, but there are times when like he's playing for Stoke and it's like he disappears, but then you watch him play for the national team or certain games with Stoke and like you know you can't leave him open on his left foot, and that little dude can really make things happen. And it's like if he was on a better team, I feel like he'd be a better, much more thought of player.
Here's the thing I want to say about that. Liverpool tried to sign Shaqiri before he got to Stoke. He turned Liverpool down to go to Stoke. He didn't want to play at Liverpool. Yeah.
What?
And so that's why I'm like, bye.
Yeah, no, I can't blame you for that.
But now, because they got...
Wasn't Stoke like low-key like 8th place around that time though?
Yeah.
And you guys were like 6th place. Like Liverpool still has that heritage and you would expect him to be better, and he made a bad decision. But there was a bit there like, when they had like him and they had like Bojan from like, you know, the cast off from like Barcelona, and they had a decent kind of interesting team.
But here's the thing.
Boy, like, they got relegated.
That was one of the highest seasons Stoke has ever had.
Oh yeah, no. He clearly made a bad decision, and it made no sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but here's the bright side. Now, Liverpool are talking about getting him on the cheap because now he's going to be cheap as hell. He has a cheap buyout clause.
I want him
because he had a relegation clause. And Liverpool's in the league.
Xhaka, just bring Shaqiri over to Arsenal. I'm cool with it.
No. You don't need to do that.
He ain't even going to play on your team.
No. You need to do that. But here's the one thing I will say about Xhaka and Shaqiri. And I didn't know about this, but apparently this is a thing.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about their goal celebration?
Yeah. So there... It apparently was FIFA's upset about their goal celebration. So if you guys didn't see it, they basically made it look like, if you ever seen like a shadow puppet where you do the bird, you know,
yeah,
they were like doing a bird and holding against the chest. Apparently, did you hear about what it had to do with exactly?
No, I just assumed they were making a freaking bird.
No. There actually is some background behind it, and I'll get into that. So FIFA has a rule that when you do your goal celebrations, you cannot do anything that raises any attention for a political purpose. They like to stay out of that shit, mostly because they're corrupt as shit, and they probably got paid off by those people. But, and to be fair, soccer is one of those sports that they pretty much let you do whatever, right? Within reason. As long as you're not
no
your
racism
dick out or something. Nothing racist.
And for some reason, taking your shirt off, like if you're like... You can't take your shirt off anymore because you get a yellow card. Which is
I think whatever. that has to do with like weird rules they have. Like,
but you can dance. And stuff. You can like celebrate as a team. You could celebrate on your own. You can't jump into the stands. Or you get a yellow card. But sometimes it's worth it.
Worth.
That makes it even better when you do the celebration. You know you're going to get a yellow card because everyone knows you knew it was going to happen. And you said, no, this is worth it. I'm jumping into the damn stands.
Sometimes I look, I go, so you not going to take your shirt off? Okay, you didn't really care. But Xhaka and Shaqiri both got the 2 goals in their match against, who did they play? I forget what match.
It was a Serbia game. It was a Serbia game.
And it was a bird. It looked like a bird and it had wings. So apparently what that had to do with was they both have Albanian heritage. And apparently, and see, this is where you get that Eastern European, like
there's
shit going on.
So many wars that and ethnic weirdness that we don't really know about because it wasn't part of World War I or World War II, at least the parts that we research, because that's all we get taught in American schools about European history is.
We only care about the times we won or when somebody cheated and won and beat us.
When we beat the English, 1776, learn about that, World War I, World War II, and then you just go ahead and pretend like no other wars happened.
And you throw a little Civil War in, and you have like
2 of your 4 years in Texas, you get Texas history in high school. So,
I know.
Well, I'll go ahead and continue here. So
keep doing.
So they have Albanian roots, and it's an independent country after they broke away Serbia. So because they fled persecution, they're just supporting their heritage. But they say it's not anything political. But FIFA kind of has a rule: any political celebrations, you get a 2-match ban. So like, there was a chance that they were going to get removed from the 2 freaking games in World Cup, including a knockout stage game, and they're their 2 best players. Those are their 2 best players, and the Swiss FA is fighting it. I don't think it's actually going to happen. Like, they can't do that.
Yeah. Now, on the flip side, apparently there were some Serbian fans who were wearing the shirt of Ratko Malic, who apparently...
I guess they were playing Serbia, so, you know.
Yeah. The Serbian fans were wearing this shirt, and apparently this dude was convicted of genocide against Bosnian Muslims. And so, yeah, you know, if me personally, I kind of lean, I get what FIFA's trying to do. They're trying to stay neutral and all that stuff. But when you have a tournament for countries, how are you expecting players to celebrate and not celebrate where they come from? Yeah. As long as you're not doing it in a way where it's being derogatory to another country.
No, it's just like the flag. It's just the eagle that's on the flag. Like, that can't be that bad. They're wearing, like, the jersey has the flag of their country they're representing on it. Like, exactly. My parents are from this country, so I'm, like, going to represent that too. It's like, had I been so lucky to play for the U.S. national team, I might have done a little, like, thing to Brazil if I had scored for some reason.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that might have happened.
But, like, if you're American and you do, like, the American salute, nobody's going to be like, oh, he supported America. Well, you know.
I guess because they were playing Serbia was a little weirder, but yeah, I don't think that's going to stick. They can't do that.
Yeah, but, like, it's, I think leave them the fuck alone. Don't rob them of this opportunity because of your bullshit. So
yeah, I agree.
All right, so that's enough of that group.
Yeah, dude, Group F has been so much fun. I've been excited to get to Group F, dude. It's so. How about friggin' Mexico? How about fucking Mexico?
I'm gonna say
start there.
Mexico has finally done the one thing they haven't done in a long time, which is stepped up and look as good as people say they are. Man. And they have looked really good. Now, I know they beat up on South Korea, who isn't looking that great, but
that's fine. But so many teams have not beaten up on teams we expected them to beat up on, and they fucking beat Germany. And
the other thing I will say is, South Korea kept them really tight, like much tighter than they expected it to be.
That South Korea goal differential thing might become like Mexico, like, because Sweden has 3 points, Germany has 3 points, Mexico has 6 points. So it's still crazy enough that Mexico could still not advance on goal differential.
Yep.
And the crazy part is they gave up like a 93rd minute goal to HM Son from Tottenham, and that cut their goal differential, man. And it's just like, if they lose to Sweden and Germany wins and Mexico's down on goal differential, they'd have beaten Germany and they could still not advance with 2 wins, which is crazy.
Here's the insane thing. I'm going to throw this at you too, Pedro. Let's say Mexico just wins, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say they do we expect them to do, and they just win.
Yeah, I do expect them to.
And then South Korea comes out here and they beat Germany by 2 goals, right?
Yeah.
South Korea could be in.
Really?
Yes.
That's right, because Sweden will only have 3 points and Germany will only have 3 points.
Yep.
Damn, that's not happening. But yeah, damn.
Yeah, because if Mexico beats Sweden, they'll automatically have a negative goal diff.
Who's Germany going to have at center back? Because Boateng got a red card, so that means he's out the next game, and Hummels is hurt. So like, and
this is why I'm saying
Germany's kind of down, dude.
This could happen, and the fact that Germany, first of all, the fact that we're having this conversation about Germany being in second place isn't the point. It's the fact that they only have 3 points out of this group that we expected them to dominate.
They only have 3 points because they scored a 93rd minute free kick goal to beat. That game was awesome. That game might have been every bit as good as the Spain-Portugal. You know what? Actually, fuck it. That game was better than the Spain-Portugal game because of what it meant. Because, like, if they lose or if they tie, like, they're probably not going to advance. They go down a man when they're tied, and they say, "Fuck it, we're bringing another attacker on." They play 10 men down, but still dominate the ball.
I know,
but they couldn't get past Sweden's tall ass like Viking fucking defense. And then freaking Tony Cruz hits a like. It's basically a corner kick from the goal line, and they do that awesome. It's like, what? You know what? I think he's gonna pass it to him, and he's gonna try to shoot this. And they have the other guy stand there just to trap it. He passes it to him, and he hits that curler in the top corner, man. That was beautiful. And you know me, I fucking hate them after what they did to us in the last World Cup. And I was still like, bravo, man. That shit was. That's why. That's the whole. I bet I would have cried if I was German at that point. That shit was awesome.
I'll say this much. I was with Liz, her brother, and sister-in-law, and as some of our listeners may be aware, Liz is very Swedish, and she looks like she comes from the Viking Mountains.
Sweden, Finland, or Norway, one of them, man.
Yeah. No, she's all.
Oh, I know she's all Swedish, but like if you didn't even know her and look at her, it's like you're from one of those three countries. Like there's no other possibility.
So the disheartening thing is I'm with these people and they're real excited. Their team is playing, and Sweden played.
They were hanging on. They played really well, man.
And then I noticed a couple things, and that's when I was like, look, y'all, I want to root against Germany, but I don't think Germany's going to lose this game. And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, first of all, let me say this. Once Germany went down a man, Sweden had a few chances where they could have pushed.
Yeah.
And they just looked so gassed.
Dude, they were tired.
They had nothing in the tank. And then I saw Germany, like, they wouldn't let up. They kept pushing. I was like, oh, yeah. There's no way Germany leaves this without getting that goal. And the goal they got, even the Swedes in the house there were like, okay, that was a good goal.
Yeah, it was a really good goal.
They were like, fuck it, that was a really good goal. I was like, yeah.
In the moment, he curled it around the wall like that.
That legit could have been a tournament if they hadn't gotten that goal.
If they go into that game tied, now Sweden's got 4 points and Mexico has 6, and they have to win and get help.
Yeah.
Because if Sweden would have tied with Mexico, and they could have, it would have been a tie at a convenience. Like, Mexico ties, they win the group. Sweden ties, they advance.
Yep.
Dude, those games end in ties all the time in the World Cup.
Exactly.
You'll see this a couple times in these next games where if both teams just need a tie to advance when they're in that position, dude, it just ends up that way. And, you get in there, it's tied, there's 10 minutes left, and if you take a chance, you don't advance. So, don't take a chance. Well, it's not only that, is if you take a chance and give up an odd man the other way and they score, you don't advance. So, why would you, you're stupid if you take a stupid chance like that. So then you just play it safe. Both teams play it safe, and then all of a sudden it ends up being kind of a shitty game. But I can't blame them. I ain't over here trying to give Germany a chance to advance. Germany, in a weird way, had to have that. And they did, man.
And Mexico's not in playing Germany later in the tournament business. So for them, they're like, you know what, Sweden, you guys just get out here and put your hearts into it.
Oh my fucking God. Do you know what's going to happen if Germany is second in the group and Brazil wins their group?
Yep.
You do know?
Yep. Yeah.
God damn it. I didn't know that till right now.
I'm very aware. So you better start.
God damn it.
You better start singing the Mexican national anthem and hoping that.
No, I need Mexico to lose. I want Germany to win the group. I don't want to face. You know how tough a road that is if you have to go. They would have to go Germany, Belgium, France, Spain to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
No, that's fucked. Okay, that's fucked.
Well, that leads us to the next group, which is Group G. Here's the thing.
Top heavy as fuck group.
Before, Tunisia, Panama. Sorry, guys.
Thanks for coming. It was fun. Panama's only in because the U.S. Fucked up. Panama got a phantom goal that didn't cross the fucking line anyway, which is why they're here. If all the bullshit aside with the U.S. team, if they would have just, I don't know, not counted that bullshit Panama goal that didn't go across the line. Then, hey, CONCACAF, you don't want Panama in here either, okay? Nope. Everybody makes money in the U.S. is there. That ball didn't cross the line. So all the bullshit about Bruce Arena and all the young kids, all that shit would have been, I'd have still been complaining about it because you know me.
Oh, yeah.
I only want people with talent on the field. And if you have to take an extra touch to make a regular pass, I can see that right away, and I don't want you on the field, which is most of the American team before these young kids that came up.
Yeah, the young guns are all right.
Like, Panama's not good enough to be there, man. That's fine. Like, you earned it. It's cool. But, like, you saw, because when they scored a goal, when they were down 6-0 to England, everyone lost their shit because they scored a goal.
Pedro, they were who we thought they were.
Oh, man.
But here we're talking about outlandish scenarios. Let me talk about a very realistic scenario, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, England and England and Belgium have the same amount of points. They also have the same goal diff.
It's
they
true.
also have
Same
the same
goal
amount
scored.
of goals scored.
Yep.
That means if this
It's
game
fair
ends
play.
in a tie, fair play. For those of you who don't know, this is how this group could be decided. If both England and Belgium tie in the next match, the order in which rulings goes in terms of who wins the group, it turns into something that makes you not feel so good inside. So this is how it goes. It's points goal differentials.
Goal differential makes sense.
Goals scored.
I can see that being another tiebreaker.
I can
Yeah, we can see that. That
That
makes some sense.
Yeah, that means you're gonna get something done.
Yeah.
Then, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have it pulled up for me, but I'm skipping stuff even if it isn't there. Then it goes to how many yellow and red cards.
Well, yeah, because at that point you're tied on everything else because it can't be goals allowed because if you're tied on goals scored and goal difference, you're tied on goals allowed. So it can't be goals allowed. So the only other thing is, fewest yellow and red cards. Damn, give you a fucked up that is. I know it has to have happened.
That's insane.
I know, right? You got this far and it's like, that one dude got an extra yellow, so sorry, you're not advancing. Just go to PKs. Like, fly them to the same stadium or some shit. And just
They're
go
playing
to fucking
each other.
PKs. Well, I'm saying they're not always playing each other. But, like,
Yeah, this is true.
If it's deciding between 2 and 3, because this is between 1 and 2, not a big deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is a big deal, but, like, not as big as between 2 and 3. Like, look, if that happens at the end of the game, fly 2 to 3 to a neutral location, just have a damn shootout. Don't decide on it. Like, fewest yellow cards.
And you know what the funny
That's
thing
crazy.
is? Two things. One, there's probably somebody who's just kicking himself that they got that yellow card or something for wasting time or for that tackle they didn't need to do. But also, two, just like how Panama ruined shit for us, Panama could ruin shit for England because Panama got that one goal.
They did get that one goal, yeah.
They got that one goal. And that might be the difference maker after everything is said and done. So,
Okay, can we talk a little... Did you, like, watch most of that game?
No, man, I didn't see it. I
Dude,
didn't get to see that
Panama
game.
was trying to get a red card the whole first half. Did you see the foul on Kane for his to get his penalty kick?
Yeah.
That dude grabbed him by the jersey, shoved him down, and then punched him in the back of the head. Like, no joke, he punched him in the back of the head on his way down, like, just for extra credit. Like, that dude was trying to get a red card. Like, they had several players trying to get red cards because they were down by, like, 3 or 4 goals or whatever, and it's just like... And, I mean, they got yellows, but...
Maybe they're trying to be the first Panama player to get a red card.
It's
I mean,
true.
you got to be in the record books one
True,
way or
you got to
another.
get one way or another.
So, yeah,
It's been a good group. Both those teams were really impressive. I don't know if it's more about how bad Tunisia and Panama are, but Tunisia played well, I thought, against Belgium.
Yeah, I agree.
Belgium's just fucking really good.
Yes, they
So,
are.
yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think it's. I think it's predominantly how good the top two teams are. And Belgium hasn't looked like world beaters, but Belgium doesn't need to look like a world beater. Belgium needs to look competent.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think they have looked like world beaters, even though they're playing against shit teams. I feel like the finishing and how good, like, Lukaku looks right now, even though he was a little hurt and had to come out, and how good Hazard has looked, like, and they've got, like, 3 good central defenders back there, like, stopping everything, and they've got Thibaut Court. They're a really good team. Man, I'm not happy about this. Germany better not fucking finish second, man.
Well, this goes back to. I think this is a matter of opinion. Me personally, I don't think they look like world beaters because I think they still could be better.
They can. That's the scary part.
So, but then again, better for them is might be a world beater for compared against the team they might play in the second round. So I mean, this is I think they're in a very good spot. I think they should, if they want to look like a true contender, though, they got to pop England right in the mouth.
Oh yeah,
and
I wonder how that game will go because since they're even on everything, like whoever wins is gonna win the group, and it's the difference in playing Senegal or Colombia possibly, because you play the first or second. Actually, you don't know who's gonna finish first, second in Group H, so I don't know.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about Group H because talk about being flipped on its head.
Yeah.
Literally, this group is exactly the opposite of how I have it in my bracket. I think I used the words Japan might be the worst team in this tournament, and they said,
"Oh, really?
Nani?" They have looked particularly well, and Senegal has looked particularly well. Colombia had to put in work today.
Dude, Colombia looked good as hell today.
And boy, oh boy, did they. And Poland, well, have fun at home because y'all niggas is done.
Yeah, they're done.
So, but good Lord. Japan and Senegal. And
that game was good.
And I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it at all. And I got to go back and look at it because like I missed it. But like I saw, I did see, if I remember right, I think I saw the tail end. No, I didn't see shit up for that game. I didn't see nothing. So I got to go back and look at it. But come on, man. Who would have said going into game 3, Japan and Senegal were going to sit up top? If you did this, that's because you did an antithesis bracket. That's the only way you could.
I had Senegal sitting second. Only because I wanted Mane to make it to the second round, not because I thought they were better than Poland. I thought Colombia was going to win the group, and I had Senegal second only on emotion, just like how I had Egypt second in their group, purely on emotion. I just wanted good things for Mane. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah.
It's
the Fighting Manes have been playing particularly well.
Been good. Plus, they actually have an African coach from Senegal, which unfortunately is kind of rare for African teams to have coaches from their country, the ones that make the World Cup.
That actually makes me happier than you realize because they don't get a lot of opportunities to get. They're usually hiring somebody from Europe to come in and put in some half-hearted effort because he doesn't understand the culture and the mentality of the players and how they want to play, and it's particularly good to play for someone who's one of your own. So that's really good. So this group could legit stay like this.
Colombia slowed down Poland today. Colombia was all over. They could have beaten by more goals than that. Colombia was all over Poland.
So James Rodriguez, that pass he had.
Oh my God, that's one of my goals of the tournament just because of the pass. I rewound that shit. I watched it multiple times.
This is the pass that you and I try when we play together, and it works that one time.
We're outplayed on 7-on-7 quarter fields though. That dude hit it that was on the ground, curling around the defense, and he looked up. And when he looked up, his dude was running, but there were 3 people that he hit the ball on the ground and curved it around, and then he ran into it. And it was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty.
Matter of fact, he didn't find the ball; the ball found him.
Yeah.
He could have
hit him and tried to.
Oh, it was so
put that
perfect.
thing away. Yeah,
it was so perfect.
Yeah.
I think Japan and Poland is going to actually be a much closer game than it probably should be for the wrong reasons. I'm really excited to see Senegal and Colombia because this is going to be fucking exciting.
I expect Colombia to win that game. And then it's does Japan get a draw against Poland or win? And that'll be the determining.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Senegal knows that a tie may not do it. So
a tie does it for them. They advance.
Yeah.
It's Colombia that has to win. A tie may not do it for them.
I think it's going to be this, and this is going to be a really interesting matchup just from a perspective of style of play as well.
Yeah.
Because Colombia and Senegal try to do something similarly, but in a completely different way. And I'm just really intrigued to see how this matchup looks.
Yeah.
But Thursday's going to be fun.
I want to take this week off of work.
I know. or you could just work at a job like me where we play it on TV and people encourage you to do so. So there you go.
I'm
But
having it on my desk. I don't care. Problem is, there's 2 games on at the same time. I want to be in my house in my living room with 2 TVs. I have 2 TVs in the living room. It's perfectly set up for this.
I'm gonna have my laptop and a TV in my.
I'm gonna bring my extra laptop to work.
Do I need to write you a doctor's note? Pedro has. He needs a soccer out of me.
I have. Oh! I did take Anna Kate to urgent care. Could pretend like I got whatever she got and just be working from home.
Don't tell him about the podcast, and you'll be alright. So yeah. But I mean, so that's
well.
how
The only thing is,
shaped
I think
up.
we're ignoring something. This group got off to a weird start because 3 minutes in, Colombia got a red card and gave up a goal on a PK, and that might be why. That's the whole part that's just so unforgiving about the World Cup is they may not advance, and they've been the best team. The fact that they only lost 2-1 to Japan, being down a man for 87 minutes, and they gave up a goal 3 minutes into the game at the same time they got the red card, and they still almost got a result out of that game, and then they came in and stomped out Poland. They could draw Senegal in a good game, but they just don't take their chances, and they don't advance even though they're the best team. That's the cruelty, man.
Yeah, soccer's it's a heartless, merciless sport.
Especially the
but
World
it can
Cup.
Also be so beautiful.
You build so many years to that, and then all of a sudden it's All right, so do you want to transition into who you've been most impressed by so far of all the teams?
Man, I think
you could pick one.
If I'm gonna pick one,
Yeah.
the team that I have been most impressed with, man, I think I'm gonna say Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you.
It's either gonna be Mexico or Iran, who, albeit not in the top 2, they still have looked.
But from an expectations
good.
perspective,
Yeah, actually, who am I kidding? It's Russia.
Russia's
There's
been
no other
pretty
team.
impressive.
I mean, other teams have looked good or better than we thought. There's no one on earth. These Russian players didn't expect to be at the top of the group. They were like, "Ooh, if we can get second, keep it close, we'll be all right." Now
considering expectations, yeah, I'd say Russia or Mexico. But as far as who do you think if you had to pick is gonna okay, I know they're gonna make at least the final. Maybe they won't win, but they're gonna come out.
Yeah, like saying
from what you've seen, you think,
who,
okay,
who
I'm
looks
putting
like they're
money.
making a deep
I'm
run?
I'm putting some money on this team. Who are you picking out?
It's gonna be one of 3. These may not even work out to the semifinals because of how the brackets work. But if I had to pick the top 4 teams of the tournament right now, for me, I think I'm gonna go with Belgium. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Mexico. I'm keeping Brazil there because there's something about them that looks particularly good this tournament. And frankly speaking, I think Croatia too.
Dude, I was gonna say Croatia too.
Croatia has looked. I don't know what it is. I think for me, when it comes down to Croatia, I don't know how you beat them.
They're really solid. They're really
like those all the other teams in the tournament. They have something you can exploit or some style you can try to do. But you're gonna have to change your style of play. Croatia doesn't look like that. They can beat you in a bunch of different ways and frustrate you and just put you in a spot you don't want to be in and you can't get out of.
Dude, for me, even though they're in the same group, I've been in Belgium and England are in there for me, and Croatia, and I've actually been impressed with Spain considering they fired the coach the day before everything started. So I'm gonna give them at least a little props there.
Yeah.
I love Brazil, so I'm assuming there's emotion attached to that, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave them out for me. You brought them up, so that's cool. I'm glad you did. And I agree. I'm going to leave them out, and I'm going to say But yeah, England's been really good. And
they have
for the first time I watched them and oh, this is balanced well. Oh, this makes sense. The England manager actually pick a team that seems to communicate well and do things together, and it's weird because they look such dog shit at Euro and the last World Cup, and it's just they always seem to have there's all this talent, but are they going to play together? Does it make sense? And they make sense at every level right now.
Yeah. And even though their coaching staff accidentally leaked their lineup.
You mean the frickin' media took a picture of the dude holding a sheet of paper?
They weren't trying to take it. They just go, oh, look at what we have here.
I know. Did you hear what he said afterwards? He's if the media wants to give an advantage to the opponent, I'd go ahead if that's what you want to do. Which I might have done the same thing if I was like, if you motherfuckers care so much about this World Cup, but all of a sudden you get the lineup, and the only benefit that exists is you're giving the opponent what our and it wasn't even the lineup, but it might have been had they not leaked it. But like,
yeah,
what they look like they're flying around today, and
yeah.
weird like. 3 in the back with Kyle Walker as one of your center backs is interesting, and then they've got wing backs, and it's like, but like
it's different from what you expect
not
from
that's
a
where they would have played, but it works,
England.
man. It works. It worked the first 2 games. We'll see how it keeps going, but I've been really impressed with England.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: which players have impressed you the most?
All right, so Felipe Coutinho has been like fucking like, it's his first World Cup. Like,
he's on my list.
Yeah, like he's been. I mean, that goal, the first goal he scored, then he scores in the 91st minute of the second game. He's been really damn good. Ronaldo's obviously been really fucking good. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with James as my third choice. Like, if I can only pick 3, I'm gonna pick Ronaldo, Coutinho, and then James. And he only played 1 game, but dude, he was like vintage 2014. Real Madrid spending $100 million on me, James again.
Yep.
World Cup shows up, and all of a sudden, he's like fucking everybody up. And he's running all over the field. I'm all like, damn. Like, why isn't Arsenal buying this man? We got 5 more years of Mesut Ozil, and he's 30. But, like, yeah, he's been really good. So I'm going to leave it to those 3. I'm going to let you pick some more, because I know we'll probably pick the same. So I'm leaving some other very obvious ones out, at least to me. But
yeah,
as far as the 3 that come to mind, I'm going to go with those 3.
Yeah. I'm very goal scorer oriented with mine. Fucking Lukaku.
He's been really fucking good.
For
Dude, both sides, he scored with both feet, right? Both games. Like I think he scored a left-footed goal and a right-footed goal in both games.
Gorgeous goals.
Dude, the one he hit with his left foot, where he just like most people trap it and then hit it. He let it run across his body to his weaker foot, hit it low on the ground, hard across the goal. People don't know how hard of a skill it is to keep a hard shot on the ground with your weak foot, hit it through the laces. As you let the ball run across you and adjust your body and beat the goal the other side. Like, technically, like, you can think, oh, that's how it's supposed to go. But actually, it's a really hard thing to do. Most people hit it just a little bit off the ground, and that difference of it being waist high or on the ground is the goalie can get it to it easily, or they can't get to it at all. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm also going with Ronaldo.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
But I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going with the Liverpool players. Now,
except Salah. It's not his fault.
Yes, except Salah, and again, it's not his fault. Mm-hmm. But the other 4, that's Firmino, Coutinho,
you still count Coutinho,
and Lavin.
He's at Barcelona now, man. You can't count him.
I said that's Firmino, Coutinho, Mane, and Lavin.
It's Goatinho to you.
You stop it. All of those guys, while all of them haven't necessarily contributed to the tournament in an equal amount, have just been so impressive.
Yeah.
They have been very few lapses in judgment in Lovren. When Firmino has come on, he's been a real threat. I know in the first game
he had 6 shots in like 10 minutes in the first game. It's crazy.
And that was
he had the header that set up the goal they scored in the 90th minute against Costa Rica.
And mind you, those 6 shots he had came at a time where it seemed like Brazil had just become so stagnated that nothing was going to come of it. And he came on and was like, "Nah,
he's been good.
Something out."
He's been good.
Mane has looked good with Senegal. They have just impressed me so much. And the thing is not that I didn't know that they were good, but it's hard to expect them to play at the level they play with Liverpool when you go to play with a national team that probably plays a completely different style of play. Because nobody plays like Liverpool, to be fair. I've just been so impressed. It might be the homerism in me. I don't really care. That's why they my picks. But
that's fine.
I think that, and I'm not even saying that they're the best players. It's just these
you've
are
been
the
impressed.
Ones
That's who you've been impressed with.
Damn, look at you doing shit.
Yeah,
you winning. So, and the thing is, all of them have an opportunity to advance still. So
Yeah.
good luck to them all, and I want to see. I want to. I would. I don't know if this would be able to work out, but I think a Croatia Brazil match would be very very interesting.
That would be in the final if that happened. If
Yeah, I know.
Croatia
Yeah, I
wins the
know.
group, Brazil wins the group.
Yeah, I
If
know.
Brazil ends up second in the group somehow, then that could happen actually in the quarterfinal. No, that would still be a semifinal game, I think.
Yeah, it'd be pretty deep in. But
Yeah.
I think that would be.
Yeah, because they're so solid and like organized, but have the talent to still score goals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. But with that said, there's some things I haven't been impressed with. I got and we said this earlier. We got bones to pick.
We do.
This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna just name one, air my grievances, and I'm gonna let you go.
That's
and
cool.
I'm gonna come back.
That's cool.
Okay.
I'll chill
'Cause
in
I
the
don't wanna. So here's my first grievance: the West Coast. Fuck you for having a different time zone so that I can't see soccer the way that I want. The fact that games start at 5 in the morning out
That's
here,
early.
that's early. And the thing is, I want to record them, but I know it doesn't matter if I record them because one, ain't enough time in the day to see every game at 5 in the morning record it. I got shit to do when I get home. But even beyond that, by the time I see,
We have to ignore all the other games.
yeah, exactly. I can't watch any other games because they're always going to talk about it. They may not talk about it incessantly.
You don't
but
have
if
your
have
DVR at work.
exactly. But if the game at 7 o'clock, if I wake up halfway through because it's so goddamn early, or at 11 o'clock our time out here, happens, and that game at 5 o'clock was really really good. You know what ends up happening? That's all they talk about. They can't talk about anything else. Can you believe the goal that won the game and yada yada? I'm like, no, I cannot believe that
cannot,
until you just told me to.
motherfuckers.
So, fuck that. I actually have. I knew how bad it was watching soccer out here, watching England play a soccer match at 4 in the morning. This is much worse because it's at least that's like a Saturday, a Sunday.
It's every day. You just get behind.
It's I can,
And well, okay, if you guys don't know this, like this man can't go to sleep before 2 o'clock in the morning, no matter how hard he tries. See, however, it would work for me because I would get up at 5 o'clock every day, knock out 2 games, and then go to work. But that's because I can go to sleep at 9:30 or 10 o'clock if I need to. You, unfortunately, cannot. So you're kind of fucked.
that is not in my DNA.
All right.
In fact, we probably be better off switching coasts right now, so that way you can wake up and see a game or two.
True. It's true.
And then I can wake my happy ass up and be like, oh, it's game time. So yeah, unfortunately, that is not how it's working out. But that's my first bone.
All right.
Go ahead.
My bone is with all these companies who are not currently broadcasting the game feeling like they need to put the score on the front page where I can't avoid it. I had 3 days in a row I had the score blown for me by things not called Fox Sports, and I'm either trying to watch the game or fucking just minding my own business. So first of all, the first time I wanted to watch, I've been really interested in the England team. Like it's one of the teams where it's like, okay, I'll miss the occasional game. Like I didn't watch Sweden, Korea, shoot me, whatever. But didn't want to miss. I mean, England, Tunisia was like, I want to watch every England game. So like, okay, I recorded it. Told NK, make sure it's recorded. It's like, yeah, it's recorded. It's good. And then she was watching something. I was like, oh, that's fine. I was just watching my computer or something. So, Xfinity's got great TV apps, streaming apps. It's really good. I'd highly recommend it. Except this time, when I go to log in, it goes to the front page as opposed to TV.Xfinity. It goes to my.Xfinity. Fine, no big deal. It's my.Xfinity. It's fine. I'll just click on the TV button. The front page is Harry Kane scores a fucking 92nd minute winning header goal against Tunisia to rescue England. I'm like, that had been such a great game. I wish I'd have gotten to fucking see it. And for me, I love soccer, but I love the drama and I love the build-up, and I love you don't know what's going to happen when, and you can't stop looking at it. And if you know me, I'll record a soccer game, but I hit play and I don't hit pause. Like if I have to go get something to drink, I let it keep going because I want to feel that drama. Like the reason why you watch the game and the reason why you're waiting all that time before a goal is because you don't know when it's happening. It's a big release, so you want those things. And when I know the score, 95% of the joy can be taken away because, like, I don't know what's going to fucking happen. Like, I don't want to know. And they fucking, I was like, you could see Etta K, like, she could see the fucking anger in my face. And she's like, why the fuck, Xfinity, are you telling me the fucking score? You're my cable company. Don't tell me the fucking score, right? We'll get this next day. Wanted to check for a game, and you can talk into the remote. And I'm like, okay, World Cup on demand. Hit it. It goes to World Cup on demand. These motherfuckers put the score on the game when you click on the game, and they show all the scores. Motherfucker, I said on demand. I wouldn't choose to go on demand if I knew the fucking score. Okay? Stop showing me the... Dude, and to get to the video, you click on the game, right? Then it goes to the stats of the game. And you have to go 5 tabs over as you get... Dude, they have advanced stats people wouldn't even fucking claim. They had fucking expected goals. Motherfuckers don't even know about expected goals yet. We're like early in the Moneyball revolution getting to data analytics to the public in soccer. And like expected goals is the thing only nerds fucking talk about. I had to go past that before I got to the video link to watch the fucking game. Like, you had to go over 5 tabs on the fucking goddamn, like, the cable box. I'm not on a computer. I'm not looking up stats on the cable box. And if I am, I'm not looking up it before I find the fucking video feed. Third day now, I'm really into like, hey, I hate Argentina. I'm Brazilian. Fuck Argentina. But I also want to watch them play, and I respect Messi. Messi's fucking amazing, right? Really can't wait to watch this Argentina-Croatia game. Crazy shit's probably going to happen. I know Croatia's really good. Argentina just had a really disappointing game against Iceland. Let's check it out. ESPN has sent me no push notifications in weeks. They don't send me anything. Okay, well, whatever, no big deal. Fucking 2 o'clock or whatever time the game ends, I get a message from ESPN saying, Argentina loses 3-0 to Croatia.
Oh, no.
Read this article. And it's just like, it's the only score it sent me. The entire World Cup. Like, what are you doing, ESPN? Fuck you. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, my bone to pick is all these non-Fox, like Fox Sports, I turned off notifications because I don't want you to tell me. And Fox has done a pretty decent job as far as if I go to it, they hide the score. I click the button, they allow me choose between watch it live or restarting a match. If I was late to it, they've been really good as far as the app on the phone and stuff. ESPN, you don't even fucking care about soccer. You stopped bidding on fucking soccer games. You didn't bid on the World Cup, and now because they're petty about it, they blew the fucking Argentina game for like 5 million people probably. So yeah, that's my bone to pick. Fuck you, ESPN and Xfinity. But Xfinity, I love you in other ways because actually Xfinity's awesome. I highly recommend it. But in this time, if I hate World Cup on demand, I don't want to know the score yet.
But this is what happens when people who don't know sports make apps.
I know.
This is why they gotta hire us. We'll give you a reasonable fee for, well, in our opinion. So.
Yeah. I want you to say I'm expensive when I'm working for you. That's my one goal is for you to say, man, you're expensive. Thank you.
But worth it. Like Julia Roberts. Mm-hmm. My second bone to pick, this is for Landon Donovan.
Oh, yes, I know where you're going and I'm on board.
So here's the thing, Landon. I understand that you retired from international soccer play. And I understand that you even chose to go play in Mexico rather than coming to the MLS.
That's fine, whatever.
To play. But motherfucker, you are a fucking American who has played for the American national team. You don't get to wear or root for Mexico. Okay? No, you don't do that. That's not allowed. You can, look, I'm not saying don't put respect on their name, okay?
Or congratulate them, or be proud for them. Or to be like, hey, yeah, it's good for the like, you know, people cheer for the conference. Like, I'm glad CONCACAF
thanks for
is showing up
the
well.
CONCACAF.
Cool. But don't go on a fucking commercial with fucking Mexico gear on and say, like, yeah, like,
God.
No wonder we lost in Azteca when you were playing. I'm glad Jurgen Klinsmann didn't take it to the World Cup in 2014.
Oh, man. I've never been so annoyed. And look, I've even said that
Mexico Pele ain't out there wearing Argentina jerseys. That's all I'm saying. Matter of fact, I have a quote for you when you're done with your bone to pick because I want you to...
Look, I'd rather him wear an Argentina jersey. At least there's no ties.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you could just, like, wear any... Fuck. Look, the only thing worse he could have done is wore a Panama jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you wore a Panama jersey...
No, he did the worst thing. He wore a Mexican shirt.
Yeah, it's true. In the Panama jersey, it would have been like, look, he's saying they own.
If you'd have worn,
No.
was it Trinidad and Tobago they lost to on the road against the B team?
Oh yeah,
That's the one you
yeah.
can't wear.
Okay, that's
Actually,
fair.
I need to read you this quote.
But yeah, that's my bone.
Along with the same thing, it's like, so this is about Argentina. So an interviewer is talking to Pele, and he's like, so do you think Brazil's 1970 team could beat today's Argentina team? And he's like, yes. And he's like, okay, but how much? Like, 1-0. And he's like, that's it? Yeah, most of us are over 75 now. Like, we can't be expected to score more than one goal. So that's my dig at Argentina today, and it made me very happy.
Yeah. Fuck you.
My next bone to pick and my last one, I only got one more, is
Yeah.
can we stop like having that really terrible Fox announcer say every referee sucks every game? Like, some of the referees haven't been good, but they go to him and it's like, he's losing control of this game. But shut the fuck up. Stop going to this same guy every time. He's garbage. Dr. Joe Manchick, you're terrible. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You're not good. You just go to you and you say, like, you know the rules, fine, whatever. But every official apparently has lost control of every game he's been in, and it's a moving goalpost, and it's annoying me, and it shouldn't annoy me. It's not a big deal, but that guy annoys me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my. It's quick, small, but that's how I feel about it.
No, I agree with you there because I'm sitting there, I'm like, he messed up like 2 calls, and yeah, they were pretty big calls, but they weren't the call that turned the tide of the game.
And some of it's like feel like he needs to get. Well, he's not giving enough. Today, he said the official wasn't making enough facial expressions to keep control.
Yeah,
of the
I
game.
saw. Yeah, I heard that.
And I'm just like, what?
He's had no
He was
personality.
like robotic, and it was like, well, that means he's fair. Like, I don't, one way or another, it's fine. I actually don't care whether you're super demonstrative or you're very businesslike, as long as you're consistent. And I'm just like, that makes no fucking sense. Like, just have nothing else to say. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
And I think I had one more. Oh yeah. This one's a real fast one. This is for just not very good dives.
There've been a few bad.
This is, to be fair, this is what you come to expect when you have a tournament of this ilk. When you have players that are so good who want to win at any cost, that means they're going to win at any cost.
I don't necessarily have a huge problem with diving. I don't. Like,
well,
don't let them foul you. Like, if someone, because a lot of times a good defender, they can't see when you can't. The ref actually can't see when they're fouling you, but they're keeping you from playing. So like, you like taking a dive sometimes really just is like, he's fouling me, you can't see it, so I'm going to go down as opposed to fight through it, because if I fight through it, I'm making it easier for him to defend me. So I'm doing him a favor. So usually I'm actually okay. But continue. Like, I know where you're going, and there have been a couple really bad ones.
Well, there's been a couple in particular that have just not been good. And you know, I think the refs have not carded for them, and they should have been carded, because that's the only way you sort of get rid of the very blatant dives. And again, with VAR being what it is, I don't know if you can review that. So if you're afraid that a guy actually was fouled, but you don't want to card him for diving just in case, then make it reviewable by VAR and see, okay, was this an actual foul on the defender, or was the attacker diving like I had assumed? And if you go to VAR and they say, yeah, absolutely, this looks like a dive, then yeah, give them the card. But the one in particular was
I'm looking at it now.
Portugal versus Morocco. It's in stoppage time, and fucking Pepe, he gets patted on the shoulder and the back, and he looks like the dude stabbed him. Stabbed him like 33 times. Ah, God. And like, it's so bad that like,
Pepe,
like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm going to post this on the Twitter, so that way you guys see this, but it's not good. It's like, you can't even say like, oh, it's gamesmanship. No, this motherfucker just out here, I don't even know what he's trying to do. Like, I don't know what he's thinking.
Every time I watch it gets more funny.
Like I've watched it maybe 50 times. I've tried to break it down. Like, okay, well maybe.
And then he gets up all pissed and like goes fucking chest to chest with him.
Yeah.
Fucking dope, so bad. There's a special place in hell for dirty defenders who then also dive.
Yeah.
There's a special place in those
can we
for
also
those
say
people.
that the guy was tapping him on the back?
Yeah.
Because he was mad at him
For throwing an elbow.
For throwing an elbow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
All right. Let's. I don't have any more bones to pick. I'm ready to talk about our top 3 goals or moments, and then wrap this up.
Yeah. I'm done. That was my last bone
All right.
as well. Can I start?
Yeah. Can we? You start with your 3. I'll start with my number 3, and then we go.
Well, I'm just going. I don't like.
Or just go all 3 in a row. What do you want to do?
Yeah. I'm just. I don't know what
order
the 3 are.
Okay.
Or I don't know what the 3 are, but there was the goal that actually put Senegal ahead of Poland.
That was a good goal.
So, I'm not even gonna try to say this dude's name because he has the most African name I've ever seen. I think it's Neon. Nope, I tried it. I shouldn't have done it. But so my man gets fouled. And he gets fouled to the point where he sustained enough of an injury where he has to be taken off the pitch. For those of you who are unfamiliar, when you leave the field due to injury, you're not allowed to just come back on. You have to come on once the 4th official, who is the sideline official who makes sure both benches are behaving themselves, gives you the go-ahead. So my man's sitting there, and Poland is attacking, and he's not allowed to come on. And you can tell he's like, please let me on, please let me on. And the 4th official's like, no, we can't let you do this because it might interrupt the play. And that makes sense. Like, you're not allowed to do it. But for a split second, his team gets the ball. So he goes, so the ref goes, you're up. So he goes on. But he does probably one of the smartest things I've ever seen, which is he doesn't just run all the way back to where everybody else is. He stands at the halfway line and just waits. And he waits just long enough. And God bless the guy who saw him, because he gives him probably the best pass from that distance to set him up so that he can get the goal. And goddamn, if it's not a good goal.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Have you seen that goal, Pedro?
Yeah. It was such an. I've never seen a waving on in that scenario either. Like, it was kind of controversial. Like, the ref kind of gave him an advantage, but also like their guy kind of hit it back, and he shouldn't have really hit it back that loosely like that.
Yeah,
and it just made a very like weird confluence of circumstances and stuff.
Yeah, because Senegal were going to push it, but Poland stopped it. And so it looked like I was all for naught. But then the Polish guy flicked it back. He wasn't paying attention to his lines and didn't see my man just chilling over there. Which, by the way, Senegal got the green jersey, so he might have looked like the grass, if I'm going to be honest. Like, he might have said, I thought the nigga was grass. He wouldn't say the N-word because you can't be Polish and be racist. Not. That's not good.
Don't do that.
But, yeah, that's on my list.
Okay. So I know my 3. So I'm going to start with like my 3rd one. So the 3rd one is just the pass by James today on that goal. Like, that's my number 3. Is
that's
like
that's
what
my
he
number.
saw,
that's
what he
my
looked up.
goal.
He looked up. He hit that across 3 people, curved it around. Man, it's just when you see a pass like that, honestly, sometimes brings me more joy than a great goal. Like, because like he had to think about like what he's thinking about. He's running at the same time. He looks up and he knows that his guy is faster because he's not by him. He's nowhere near by him yet, but he knows he's going to be faster than him. I just have to hit it and curve it, and he'll catch up to it like a fucking boomerang, man. And it just hits perfect, and he puts that goal away and ends the game and fucking ends Poland's like World Cup right there. It was dope. So that's my number 3.
Okay. I actually do know my second goal, and it's probably on your list as well.
Yeah.
And that's one Coutinho.
Yeah, that was gonna
his
be
goal against Switzerland.
Oh, the Switzerland goal. Good. He's gonna be on this list twice. Yes. The Switzerland goal was. Oh, that was. You knew that you'd seen him before, right? Because he was in Liverpool for so long. You knew as soon as I was headed out, before you even tried, you're like, oh my god, that's a goal, because you know that's his spot.
I literally was watching and I went, oh, that's a goal.
Yeah.
And I said it just like that.
Dude, Steven said it too. I texted Steven back in Texas, like, yeah, as soon as he had it back to him, I said that was a goal. Like, we all know that spot. Like, he's going to hit that curve around and everything, man. Yeah, that was dope.
It looked, and I think that, if I remember correctly, that was the goal that it looks good, and then you see the replay, and it looks better.
Yeah. So they got the camera from behind where you can see how far out it went and then back in. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that behind shot was worth this
Cool.
winning goal.
So good you got that on the list. So my number 2 is his goal in the 91st minute because of what it meant. Like, Brazil is a favorite. They can't tie Costa Rica. It's the 91st minute. And, like, when you're a favorite like that and you're a favorite of the most dominant country with the most trophies and, like, all these expensive players and all that, and what happened in Brazil 4 years ago, and you lost 7-1 to Germany and all that stuff, like, you could tell the pressure's getting to him, and then he scores right then, lets everything out. The coach gets tackled. Like, the announcer's like, did they just win the World Cup, right? Like, and that's, like, it kind of was like that. Like, everyone lost their mind. And that was just number 2 for me because of, like, it was a good goal, it was good anticipation, but, like, what it meant in the time and what it means to the, like, hopefully releasing some pressure on that team and all that. Like, it was really big.
Yeah. For my third goal, I'm kind of two minds with where I want to go with this. Mm-hmm. The one goal that is definitely on the precipice of my thought is the German goal that won them their game against Sweden.
Yeah.
The goal was so on point. It was so crisp that
yeah, we agree. That's my number 1. Yeah, we agree. Like, that's what it means. Like, they might, you know, like, what? If they go in with only 1 point to the last game, like, they don't even control their own destiny. Like, now they've got to win that game. They're down a man, and it's not a place you normally take a shot from. And they kind of manufacture it, and then he places it perfectly, and it's power and curve. It was money.
You know what? As a sign of unity, I'm just gonna say that's it.
Yeah,
you know, keep it simple, and we're just gonna go with that. Yeah. But I will say this: we got a lot more fun ahead of us.
Oh yeah,
with the way this tournament has been, I think that there's been a lot of surprises. And I got a feeling that game 3 is going to give us even more surprises.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
So yeah, I think we're going to just end the show there. So, guys, as always, thank you for listening. Ran a little long today, but there's a lot to talk about. I told you that in the first minute. I wouldn't lie to you. I've never lied to you, except for that one time, but I did it for your own good. But with that being said, as always, thanks again for coming and listening to us. Again, we got Instagram and Twitter at ThatOnePod. You can email us at podthat@gmail.com. The Patreon is Patreon/ThatOnePodcast. And I told you guys I'll give you the Pippa. It shows .pippa, that's PIPPA.io/ThatOnePodcast, all one word. So, again, thank you all for being here. Hopefully the team you're rooting for wins, unless it's not a team that I want to win. In that case, I don't want your team to win. You should root for a team I want to win. But beyond that, thanks, have fun, and